There we go. Okay, awesome. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me? Welcome, welcome. Natalie Cutler-Welsh here. I am coming to you guys from my living room. I might have some children walking through later. So I decided to do this topic because it's such a crucial topic and very topical, very, doTERRA, a lot of people that do doTERRA are women, but I think it's the men who miss out. And so I thought, let's do it. Let's do a training for the guys. And whether you're watching and you're a guy and you're watching the replay, or you're watching for your son, or you're watching for your husband or your brother or whatever, do you want to just go around? Just go around me. Not like through me here. This will be really interesting. I'm going to cover quite a few oils. I'm actually not going to do a specific kit necessarily tonight. So I've got quite a few oils here. For those of you on the Facebook Live, I will give you a little quick preview of some of the oils that I'm going to cover tonight. And so I'm going to hold them up for you guys as well. So thank you for joining me. So a brief little intro from me is Natalie Cutler-Welsh, the go-to girl. Picture down. And that's my business name. And I also have Go-To Girl Essential Wellness. So a few years ago, 4 years ago, I added doTERRA to what I do. And a lot of that was because I found I was working with overwhelmed moms and overworked entrepreneurs, right? Overwhelmed and overworked people. Well, hey, I mean, I know a lot of overwhelmed and overworked people, and a lot of those are men too. So we don't want to leave them out. So tonight is all about the men. And interestingly, I'll start off with a quick story. I did a Facebook post just yesterday because I had received the all clear for my mammogram that I had. Now that I'm 45, I get it for free, which I didn't realize. I paid like $500 to get one last year. I didn't know I got one free. Anyway, and I got that. And my husband and I had this conversation about, wouldn't it be amazing if there was like a mental health check that you actually got, like as part of your routine? And I wrote this Facebook message, and I'm not a big ranter, but I really was like, I just get so fired up by the state of, the fact that nurses are like overworked, which is so true, and probably underpaid. And, so many people have wait lists at the hospital, and we have so much depression and anxiety. And it just seems like the craziest broken system, right? When truly we have so many resources and tools and holistic remedies, I think, and options right in front of us. And so I just think it's a warped system. I feel like we should fund proactive wellness and encourage that. Anyway, that's really what tonight is about, for me at least, is proactive wellness. But also there are some things you can do if someone isn't feeling great, like they're feeling down in the dumps. We can be reactive as well, and we can help. So let's dive into that. So tonight, you guys, I also, for the first time ever, thought maybe I should do this as a webinar where they don't see each other's faces. And that way it's like safer for people to watch and they don't have to be seen. And then I thought, isn't that the problem? Isn't that the problem, that we feel like men can't say they're struggling and men have to pretend everything's fine and soldier on and whatever? And so I proactively decided not to do it as a webinar and just to do my usual, which is Facebook Live and doing it on the Zoom, and whoever shows up, and whoever wants to watch the replay. And just go ahead, please, if you're watching the replay, especially Facebook Live, if you share the link. Right now there's a feature where you can click share, and then you can just share it in Messenger to a specific friend. So if you don't want to tag them because you don't think that would be awkward. But again, I think we need to be more open about these things personally. All right, let's dive into it. So today, you guys, I'm talking about essential oils for men's health. So if you don't know, super quickly, if you were to come to an in-person consult or class, we would walk you through this little brochure here, which really talks about what are essential oils, how do we use them, what are the options for getting them in our home, and it has a few beautiful pictures here. So basically, they're made from plants, either the roots or the stem or the leaves, distilled. So doTERRA, the brand I'm talking about tonight, which is the company I'm proudly involved with, means gift of the earth. doTERRA means gift of the earth. And these are 100% pure oils, okay? Just like any product, you can get various qualities, and these ones are 100% pure. So you are getting top quality. And that's really, really important, especially when we're looking at our health and wellness. Do you have a question, sweetheart? Or are you just listening? Yeah, it's cool. You're welcome to listen. Hey, Leanne, thanks for joining. Hey, Tracy, good to see you guys. Awesome to see you. This is a new topic we're doing. And by the way, a little quick disclaimer. I am not like the expert And I often say, like the tagline of my parenting book, we're not the experts, we're the best friends you never knew you had. And same thing here tonight. I'm certainly not the expert in men's health, but I'm definitely the expert in raising conscious conversations and just sharing what I do know and encouraging people to really just look at things a little bit differently and seeing how they can maybe up their brave in their own life to better take care of, number one, themselves, so that they can then take care of other people. So that's really what it's going to be about tonight. So let's dive in. I'm going to start with some of the Neroli blends because these are really great, especially if someone's getting started with oils. I love the Neroli's. They call them Touch. So if you're looking them up on the website or whatever, you have to look for example, On Guard Touch, and that means it's a Neroli. So we'll start with that one. Now these ones are diluted with coconut oil, and the reason they're called Neroli's is because you just roll them on. They're easy. They're ready to roll. The other type of oil is more of a pure oil like this. And this one, of course, you can drop it in your hand. So this would be called aromatics. We're breathing it in, right? Or you can put that pure oil in the diffuser. And with the diffuser, you would just fill it up to the red line with water. And then you would add 1 drop per hour. So if I'm putting it on for like 4 hours, I'm just going to do 4 drops. If I'm using a couple of different oils, like let's say I want to use 3 different oils, I would still do 5 drops of total. So you just got to do the math. So that's really how we use the oils. So the Neroli's you roll on, like I demoed before. You roll them on this is for your throat, because On Guard is if you're feeling like you're getting a little bit run down, a little under the weather, we're going to roll it on the throat. But normally what I do is I roll it on my hand like this, breathe it in, make a mask, breathe it in, not rubbing it on the face. It's not a mask. We're breathing it in and then putting the excess on the back of our neck so that it gets into our system like that. Otherwise, I usually say go to the source. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. Go to the source of the problem, meaning if it's my throat, I'm going to rub it on my throat. If I have a sore knee, I'm going to use a different oil, and I'm going to rub it on my knee. If I have a sore tummy, I'm going to use a different oil, and I'm going to rub it on my tummy. Okay? So that's kind of how it goes. So this is Digest Zen. I did put this in the man's kit, the recommended ones. This is just overall health and wellness for men, or anybody really. I would go On Guard. I would go Digest Zen, which has ginger, fennel, aniseed, peppermint. So amazing. So whether someone is actually not feeling well, or whether they just have anxious tummy, that feeling like maybe if you've got a big, exam coming up, or maybe you're about to run a race, or you just have a lot of pressure at work or whatever, you can get that feeling because you really hold all that tension in your stomach. So Digest Zen will help to relieve that pain a little bit. The other one I love to recommend for overall health and well-being, of course, the On Guard, but also the Easy Air. So this is the one, I often call it the one for the S's, like sneezing, snoring, and also feelings of kind of, anxious feelings as well. So you would rub that on your hand or rub it on your throat again, or on your chest for the breathing. And then you would just breathe it in. And some of these oils, you guys, are so instantaneous, especially this one. If you feel like, oh, I can't breathe properly, my nose is all clogged, it's like, oh my gosh, I find this doesn't do the trick, just breathing. You have to make a mask and breathe it in. And it's so, so effective. I love the Neroli's as well because they're good to go. You can just pop them in your bag. I constantly, when I go out, like today I was at meetings, I was driving, and I have my little oil bag with me. And I just throw in generally what I need, but I also throw other things in my bag, like pens. But I just have a whole bunch of oils in my bag to take with me in case myself or somebody else needs them while I'm out. So I would love you guys to comment if you can, and what is something, how do you want to feel? So one of the things we ask people when we do the consult, when we go through this brochure with them, is we say, I want to feel less, and they fill out the top one here. How do they want to feel? What is 3 words? And then I want to feel more. And so what are 3 words that describe how you want to feel more of in your life? And I think this is such a great way to focus. So rather than going, oh, what's going on with you? What's wrong? Right? We go, how do you want to feel? It's much more proactive and empowered. My dog always comes to see me when I'm recording. Hi, Toots. Good to see you. Hey, Kim. So like, I would love you guys to think about that yourself. So whether you're a man or a woman watching, it doesn't really matter. It's the same question. Or maybe if you're here for your brother or for your son or for your hubby, you think, well, if you put their hat on, how do you think they want to feel? Right? Because so often in life, we look at people and we kind of judge them or label them. We go, oh, they're so, stressed, or they're so angry or whatever. But like, let's focus on the other side. Let's go, how do they want to feel? If I had to describe those words, what would I say? So I invite you guys to go ahead and comment if you want, but no pressure. I do invite you to write it down somewhere. How did they want to feel? Or if you are the man or the child or the teenager listening to this, how do you want to feel in your day-to-day life? I want to feel less, boom, boom, boom. I want to feel more, boom, boom, boom. So think about that. I'm going to rock through quite a few oils tonight. So just remember, you guys, you don't have to remember everything I say. The main takeaway that I want for you guys is to understand, oh, thank you, right, commenting in the chat box, is to understand kind of what oils are generally, that they're natural, made from plants, and how you can use them in your day-to-day life. I intentionally say day-to-day life, because if you only use oils like once every few months, you're not really going to see the benefits. But having them as part of your tool belt, and everyone that knows me knows I always talk about the tool belt, part of your tool belt to help you support yourself and people in your life, it can be game-changing, life-changing, in fact. And, there's a lot of people, tragically, I think all of us at the moment, or any given moment, we all know somebody who's really struggling, right? Who maybe has a child who's really struggling. As we know, our depression and suicide rates are through the roof. And also like in marriages, right? People, going through really hard times, separating. And then, even at the moment, for me, I've got quite a few friends who have lost a parent recently. There's so many emotions just in day-to-day life. Layer on top of that, work, expectations. And also let's talk about men, because I think, even though I do live in a woman's world, and you guys know that, with my business, I work with entrepreneurs, predominantly women. But however, I care so deeply for the men, really. I feel like we get, health checks and smears and breast screens, and our midwife when we have babies is like, how are you doing? And all that. I think the men miss out. I think the men don't have anybody really like looking over their shoulder or really looking out for them. I feel like in today's society, while we as women feel like we have to, or we can do it all, there's so many opportunities for us. We can work, we can be home, we can start our own business. That's a lot of pressure. And that's a different discussion. But I think for men now, I'm curious to hear your thoughts, but I think they kind of are expected to like up their game and up their ante, like with the parenting, right? Cooking, holding the baby, like all that kind of stuff. They're expected to do more than years gone by, because the women are out there doing it all to a different level, right? So what we see is men kind of having a little bit of an identity, like, who am I, kind of thing going on. Layer on top of that the Kiwi culture of soldier on, she'll be right, mate, push your emotions down until they eat you alive kind of philosophy. How's that working out for you in New Zealand? Not too good. And I know I sound super judgy, and I am. I'll own that. I'm 100% Kiwi by genetics and fourth generation Kiwi. I was born and I grew up in Canada. So I come here 20 years ago. So I've lived here 20 years. I've been an adult here, right? I was 23 when I moved here. And I do feel like I can say these things because I've observed them. And I'm very deeply concerned and super effed off, actually, about the state of the nation in terms of health and happiness in New Zealand and resilience. And that is my mission. That is one of the things I really want to help with. I'm not saying I have the answers, but I'm definitely saying I have a whole ton of tools and a whole team of amazing people who are helping me to basically raise the resilience and shift the state of mental health and happiness in New Zealand. That is what I'm trying to do here. So thank you guys for joining me. This is such a crucial topic. So Let's move on. You know, I think just having some of these things in our life sitting in the cupboard or something, so if we do need them, it can make such a difference. But if we get into the habit of using them regularly, and I will talk about the vitamins, don't let me forget, then sometimes we can be a better version of ourselves, a less strung out version of ourselves, a more energetic version of ourselves. Okay, so let's talk about, this is past tense. This is, again, I'm going to go through all the rollies, the touch oils, and then I'm going to go into the other stuff. We've got a lot of things to cover. Please go ahead and comment on with how you want to feel more or less. So I've got someone mentioning that they want to feel more content. Great. That is really cool. So it's really good to find a word. So some people would be like, I want to be more, appreciated, or feel more valued, or feel more happy, or more content. So what does content mean to you? You don't need to answer, but go ahead and think about that, right? So what does content mean to you? And what is it that's making you feel not content in your life? It's so interesting because sometimes if people say to me, oh my God, what do you have for anxiousness? We get asked that all the time. But some anxiousness to some people is different. And I often try to peel back the onion and be like, what is it that's making you anxious? Because if they go, oh, well, I'm just really afraid of, losing my job or whatever. So they've got this fear. They don't feel secure. So we want to look at like ginger, the oil of empowerment, or something like that. Or if they go, I'm just so anxious because there's so much stress at work because my work colleagues are fighting, and I'm totally piggy in the middle and it's really awkward. That's very different, right? And so they're trying to be the peacemaker and they're feeling pulled in two different directions. And maybe it's about boundaries, right? So, somebody help me out. The oil of boundaries, tea tree, possibly. Somebody help me out, please. So really, I like to peel back the onion so that I can advise them appropriately. But my goal for tonight is to give you guys just a ton of information, but not too much to confuse you, about oils that can support you. So past tense is a beautiful blend. It smells really, really sporty, quite like our Ice Blue Sports rub. So if you like more of a kind of a rub that's more of a cream, this is amazing. Really good for muscles, muscle aches and pains, that types of things. But also the wintergreen in here and the ice blue helps men and women to access their deep emotions. What that means is if you have somebody, I call them mask wearers, people that wear a little bit of a mask, right? Or they can have a grumpy mask, but they don't express how they feel. And so all the emotions are inside, or they're like inside, their mask might be a sad mask, right? So all their emotions are inside. We want to help them to express the emotions because emotions will start eroding their health. So what you could do is offer your hubby like a foot massage with the ice blue. That is kind of, I do believe a little bit in oils by stealth, diffusing them, muscle rub. I gave my husband, he's got a sore Achilles. So I rubbed some Aroma Touch and some Ice Blue and Helichrysum on his Achilles the other night. Now I know as well that those oils are going to help him emotionally as well. But with some people, you do need to start with kind of the physical benefits, and they will get the emotional benefits too. So there is wintergreen in this blend, as well as a few other oils like coriander, rosemary, and marjoram. So these are going to help with other things as well. So what you would do with this one is if you've got sore muscles from working on the computer, or maybe if your partner like is in plumbing or construction or something like that, and they get really, really tight in the shoulders, or maybe they're just really anxious, so their posture is constantly tense, this will be one that they can roll on their shoulders. And it smells really sporty, so it doesn't smell like flowery and girly or anything like that. So that's a great one. If you think your man would be into kind of more of a sporty oil that's easy, that is a great one. Put that down on your list. What I will encourage you guys to do is make a list for tonight, because I'll definitely show you how to get the oils into your life. What you usually would do is get your wholesale accounts, either by getting a kit or just like a pick and mix order, and they get delivered to your door. So maybe if you've got some notes there, write down, if a lot of the people watching already have a doTERRA account, that's totally amazing. Add to your wish list. I constantly have a wish list on my phone. So whenever I order, and I order monthly because I'm really smart and I like to collect the points and get free oils. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm out of Roman chamomile, and I'll add it to my list on my phone. So just make a note somewhere on paper or on your phone of any oils that you feel like would really benefit your man or yourself. Thank you, Caroline, is talking about the boundaries. And On Guard also, thank you, helps to protect us from other people's negative energy as well. So it is an oil that sometimes we put a drop on our head. If you know, if your man feels like, oh my gosh, you know, his boss at work really saps his energy, or there's always complaining, you know, naming, shaming, complaining, or blaming, these are all very fixed mindset type of behaviors. And if you've got someone like that, you want to protect yourself from that energy if you're spending time with them. And so you can use On Guard on your throat or like a drop on your head to kind of protect you. And that creates almost like a boundary. So it is called On Guard. The Protective Blend is the name. Remember before I said I was being really judgy pants? Well, if you find that your man is judging himself or others in his life, so quite often men get to the age of 40, whatever, between 40 and 60 or something, and they go, I should be further ahead by now. I should be making more money. Like they literally start assessing their life. Women probably do it too, but you know, we talk a lot about the midlife crisis for men and things. And I think often they are quite harsh on themselves and they do compare themselves. I'm not generally speaking about men, but those men that tend to have comparinitis and compare themselves to other people. Thank you for the love, people, loving you back. They will be like, I should be further ahead by now. I should be making more money, which is essentially going punch, punch, punch to themselves, right? They're comparing themselves to a version of what they thought they would be doing or earning or achieving at that, you know, when they looked forward, or they're looking at others around them, maybe on social media, maybe just, you know, in their workplace, and they're thinking, you know, why does that person make more money than me? And they're starting to really compare. And so magnolia is the oil of compassion. And you can even get them to rub it on their heart, or you can pull their t-shirt down and rub it on their heart. And it does help you to be more compassionate and less judgy and less blamey, right? So again, we can roll on our hands. I'm going to smell amazing tonight. Breathe it in. Oh my gosh, it's so incredible, you guys. It has some of the attributes of lavender. So it is a very calming oil. But it just is more, I don't know how to describe it. So this is magnolia, like literally the magnolia flower. And that's all it is, mixed with the coconut oil. So there you go. Magnolia for compassion, if anyone's being a bit judgy. And if you're being judgy towards your man, then maybe you want to roll some of that on you. Tracy, I'm not sure if you want me to read your comment out loud. Usually I read them out loud. She's saying she's really resonating with the I should thing. I should be on the water. I should be cutting the grass. I should be cleaning. Oh, this is quite fascinating. I should be cleaning the garage. Yeah. And you guys, if you heard my keynote talk, which I often make reference to, in my 15 years, right, as a mentor in personal development and speaking and business, I have found that people live in one of four zones. They either live in the disconnected zone, where they're going through the motions, they're going to the work, they're coming home, they're like maybe making dinner, feeding the kids, but they're really like not engaged, and they're just like literally on autopilot. I call that the disconnected zone. The next zone is the should zone, which we just mentioned, where they're literally living their life by like obligation and duty. And they're really judgy towards either themselves or others. I should do this, I should do that. And you know you're in the should zone when you're using words like should, need, and just all the time. I need to do this, I need to do that, right? The next zone is the frustration zone. And the frustration zone is really a dangerous zone, because when you get to that boiling point where you're like, you know what, enough is enough, you know, and you start getting really fired up, if we don't express that, so either people will express it in non-positive ways, like exploding, swearing, drink, or they'll go to resilience and they'll be like drinking, drugs, gambling, whatever, right? Or they'll go into avoiding, head in the sand, like not going to look at the Visa bill, you know, but they get frustrated, and that can start really affecting their health and wellness even more, and their relationships and their work, etc. But the cool thing about the frustration zone is now they're actually ready. They're in enough pain that they're ready to take action and do something about it and move towards what I like to call the up your brave zone. And that is the title of my talk. But in the up your brave zone, you're living where you're coming from a place of empowered choices and intentional actions. You're doing what you genuinely want to do, rather than going, I should clean the garage, I should cut the grass. You know, you're actually going, I actually want to read a book right now, or I actually want to cut the grass, and then go and do it. It's a very different energy. And I go into detail about how to move into the up your brave zone. But what I want to highlight to you guys maybe even the men listening to this, I don't need to know what zone you're in at the moment. I just need to know that you know what zone you're in. So if you want to do that now, go ahead and comment. Do you know what zone you're in? You don't have to say, I'm in the frustration zone, I'm in the should zone. You're welcome to. But otherwise, just go, yes, yes. Do you know what zone you're in? And when I give this talk live, you guys, to a room full of 100 or so people, I say, I don't need to know what zone you're in. I just need to know that you know. So how many people here know what zone they're in, right? Most people put their hands up. Great. Second question. How many people are in the zone that they want to be in? Nobody puts their hand up. Like literally, it's like nobody puts their hand up. So, right. And so what we want to do, and usually with the help of other tools in our life, journaling, mindset, friendships, conversations, oils, you guys, you're just adding it to the other things you're doing to support yourself, eating right, hydrating, catching yourself when you go into negative self-talk, etc. So we want to help ourselves get out of the disconnected zone, get out of the should zone, get out of the frustrated zone, and be more empowered and living in the up your brave zone. So let me move on. Let's talk about, okay, so a great oil if you're living in the should zone is Peace. So Peace oil is a blend. It's known as the reassuring blend. It has a beautiful oil in it, which is quite an interesting, strong smelling oil. It's called vetiver. So the Peace oil has vetiver, which slows down that busy, busy mind. And the busy mind often is judging, or maybe when you lie in bed at night and you're going, I didn't do this. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, I forgot to do what, and you're beating yourself up kind of again. Peace is a great oil to help you sleep, or even just to be calm. I'm going to rub some on because I'm always pretty wired after these nighttime sessions. Peace is a great oil to help you be reassured. Like, you know what? You're doing a good job. Like, you're doing okay. You're a good dad, right? You're a good husband. It's not easy, right? So the reassuring blend, it is definitely one. Write it down, you guys, if you don't have it. Oh my gosh. And by the way, if you're listening to this recording during the month of September, if you haven't heard the news, if you do a 200-point order in September, whether you're on loyalty or not, you do a 200-point order as a single order, right? Not like an 80-point this week and a, 120-point next week. If you do a 200 single order, you get 3 bonus oils. Wholly generous, right? During the month of September. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you are on loyalty and you do it before the 15th, you also get tea tree, the oil of boundaries or communication. I don't know, lavender's communication. I'm pretty sure tea tree is boundaries as well. Okay, back to Peace oil. So if you guys have Peace, I would love to know how you're using it, or what are your thoughts? Okay, Tracy, yeah, I'll help you with you. In fact, you just got to ring customer service, but I can help you by giving you the number. And if not, I can chase it up for you. So customer service is always going to be your go-to. But yeah, you got to do it as a single order, or else it doesn't count. Okay, you guys, moving on. So that's Peace. 3 more in the Neroli's. And a lot of these, I'm actually doing a few from the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit. So it's a really, really great kit. It actually comes as a box. I can show you what it looks like. Do you like my jacket, by the way? Do you like it? It's Heartspeak. It's actually Gloria's. She came to one of my workshops, and I gifted her the actual jacket, which comes from an op shop, because you guys know I love my pre-loved clothing, and she designed it, and I just borrowed it from her because that's what you kind of do in the Heartspeak world. we share the love. Anyway, this is the Emotional Aromatherapy Touch Kit. It's quite a long-winded name, but this is basically covers like all the emotions that we all go through every week. So personally, this is an amazing kit to start with. It's super awesome. It's like $157 for the whole kit. So good. But anyway, one of the oils in it is Console, and this is the comforting blend. So if someone's feeling quite sad, right, something happened, like maybe their mom died, or maybe, something like that, they lost their job or whatever. It doesn't have to be a big thing. I mean, we can feel sad, right? We want to encourage people to realize, I often do this, that they don't need to be happy 24/7. That's not realistic, and it's okay to be sad. And it's actually also okay to be angry, definitely, but you just need to express it appropriately. So this is Console. So if they're feeling sad, again, making the mask, rolling it on the back of the neck. The other place that we can put oils, you guys, topically is on the soles of the feet, and that helps to absorb them into the system. Specifically, if your man doesn't like the smell of a particular oil, you can just put it on the feet. And so Console does have frankincense in it, as well as a bunch of other amazing oils, ylang ylang, etc. Coconut oil, patchouli. Okay, so that's Console, the comforting blend. The next two I'm going to do are interesting ones about sexuality and relationships. So let's do this one first. So jasmine is the oil of sexual healing. It is the flower jasmine. All the flower oils, you guys, are kind of pricey, like a little bit pricier than some other ones, but so worth it. This is jasmine. I use it as a perfume. I always have it in my bag if I'm going out to an event, but also it is the oil of sexual healing. So every oil has an emotional side to it. And so if your man, for example, has, had an incident or a scenario in his youth or younger years as a child or a teen or 20s or whatever, and he hasn't really processed that or forgiven himself or let himself go, then jasmine can be a really good oil for that. Also forgive oil, which I don't have here, but forgive oil, which smells like pine trees, it is also in this kit here. Okay, are you guys making your list? Checking it? Good. The next one is Neroli. Holy moly, Neroli. You guys haven't smelled this oil? So it's bitter orange. So it is one of the citruses, but it just has this bitterness to it. It's incredible. And I always do this with Neroli. I don't know why, but I roll it right on my arm. Neroli is the oil for connection. So if you feel like with your husband and wife, when you sometimes feel like there's a wall between you, like you're kind of like, you're just not getting each other. Like you're not fighting, but you're just like not connecting. So this is when Neroli comes in handy. And I often do this with Neroli. I put it on my arm and I just like rub my arms. Oh my gosh, it smells so amazing. So this oil will help you to connect again with your partner. Sweetheart, I'm doing my call. He wants me to heat up his Wheatie bag. Okay, so that's the emotional, those are the oils, from the Neroli ones that I wanted to cover with you guys tonight. Any questions, go ahead and ask. I'm gonna do a little bit on the vitamins in a moment, and I do have some other supplements and things that I'll mention if it's relevant. I don't wanna overwhelm you guys. So thank you for joining me and sticking with me. I can't go past the king of oils. I'm going to start with that. This is frankincense. It is one of the more expensive. Yes, it is $99 or $97 or something. So frankincense is the oil of abundance, right? So this helps you to feel more positive and uplifted and more abundant. Also amazing for any sort of, we kind of say, if in doubt, get Frank out. My friend Charlene, she's one of the amazing leaders on my team. We did a class together and she said, if in doubt, get Frank out. And I thought, that's cool. I'm going to use that. It's memorable. So you can add frankincense to other things. It's in quite a few of the Rolis I talked about. And this is amazing to use topically. It's also actually really good for skin. And it's just amazing, an amazing oil also for feelings of anxiousness, or if someone has very, very low moods, we would be putting it in the diffuser or getting them to breathe it in as well. Okay, I'm going to put this down or else I'll probably forget that I've talked about it. Lime. Speaking of low moods, lime is the oil of zest. So if someone is feeling down in the dumps and just emotionally down in the dumps, lime is the oil of zest. It helps you have more zest for life. So if you know anyone like that, definitely lime. Super, super affordable, 12, 15, 17, can't remember, something like that, dollars. It's so amazing. I usually add it to like fizzy water and then have it as like a gorgeous drink. But I also use it in the diffuser a lot as well. Lavender Peace, amazing for sleeping, also amazing for that feeling of peace and contentment. So I know that somebody before said they wanted to feel content, then maybe Lavender Peace could help because it has that vetiver. It helps to slow down your mind from judging what you didn't do or what you did wrong or whatever. And it has lavender, so it helps you to feel, so it's not just for sleeping, it's also for feelings of, being a little bit strung out, a little bit overwhelmed. It's perfect. Good to see you guys. Thank you so much. We've got a lot of people joining on the call. I know I didn't give you much warning, but this is really important topic. So let's stay with the theme of when we're feeling low and down in the dumps. This oil, Elevation, is one of the mood management kit oils. I'm only going to talk about a few of the mood management kit oils today, but Elevation is definitely one you want to have if someone in your family or in your life does get those very low moods, because it is the joyful blend. It is really quite a sweet and feminine smell, but actually a lot of men really like it in the diffuser or blended with something else more manly like Balance, which smells like pine. This is how I use Elevation. I just do that and then I put it behind my ears like perfume. I love it. So that is the joyful blend. Awesome. Any questions at this point, you guys? Go ahead and comment. All right. I'll just glance over and check. Now, just before, remember when I talked about connection and sexual healing? Well, I forgot to mention this little beauty here, which is geranium. Geranium, the oil of love and trust. So sometimes as children, we feel like our parents don't love us or we're not important or some incident happens. Well, geranium can be very powerful for helping us feel loved and helping us learn how to trust again, which obviously can be amazing for your connection and your relationship, your marriage, etc. So that's geranium. Personally, I find it really strong. I don't love it on its own. Like I probably wouldn't go like 10 drops in the diffuser, but I would go like 2 or 3 drops in the diffuser, and then I'd put like other things as well. So when I'm filling up my diffuser, I literally go back to the question we started with tonight, which is how do I want to feel? And I'm like, I want to feel like, or often when I make the diffusers up for my kids and I know what's going on for them, I will give each, I have 3 kids, 3 different rooms, 3 diffusers. I will prime the diffuser according to what I feel like that child needs. So if one of them has nightmares, I'm going to put juniper berry in there. And if I feel like one of them isn't feeling loved at the moment, then I'm going to put some geranium. So see how cool it is, you guys, to have these tools. You can do that for your man as well. You can be like, you know what, he had a really rough day at work, so I'm just going to help him feel, not so judgmental with himself, and I'm going to put some frankincense for like abundance in there, and I'm going to put some lavender peace to help slow down his busy mind and help him just drift into a nice calm sleep. And I'm going to give him a foot rub with the ice blue. He would love that. Okay, so balance oil. I mentioned it a second ago. I said it smells like the trees. It is one of the mood management kit. A lot of people love this oil. Like it's so popular. It is quite an amazing oil. I call it the Shouty Mom Blend, but since we're talking about men tonight, I'll talk about something different. But it is amazing. It helps you to be grounded and connected. Okay, so you guys, anything citrusy like the neroli, the citrus, the wild orange, those things help us to be uplifted and happy. And the pines, the trees, help us to feel more connected and grounded and centered. Okay. Hi from Shem in NZ. Oh, I saw your post the other day. Yes. Did you hear me talk about my op shop obsession? And my husband goes crazy for the oil passion. Oh, hey, honey, I forgot to even put that in my collection, but I do have Whisper. You threw it in the bin. Oh my God, you're too funny. Passion isn't just one of the bedroom oils. Passion is, because often I tell people to like roll it on their inner thigh, but we won't go there tonight. But anyway, it's not only just a bedroom oil. It's actually really good if you feel like let's say your hubby's like not loving his job at the moment, and he wants to, or not really loving himself, passion can be good for that. It's got cinnamon. It kind of smells like cinnamon and cherries or something like that. So that's the passion oil, which I don't have with me. And Anne doesn't have with her because she threw it in the bin. Joking, right? Okay. So that was balance that I did before. We did a little side tangent with passion. And so how can I move forward now without talking about Whisper? There are a few bedroom oils, and one of them is Whisper, but it's also an amazing perfume. So again, I would do the little shaky touch. Usually when we use oils topically, we want to dilute them with the coconut oil, which I don't have handy. Oh, I do in my cupboard of goodness. Here's coconut oil. So we do want to dilute them because remember I said these oils, you guys, are so pure, right? They're so pure, they're going to last you for a while, and they'll last even longer if you dilute them with coconut. But sometimes I just do the old touch here and there. Otherwise, you can get little spritzy bottles and fill them up with water and make like a little perfume. So we call this pure fume. Get it? Pure fume. Because a lot of actual perfumes are hashtag not healthy. And so we want non-toxic version, right? If we want to smell good, that's fine. I love smelling lovely. And I have so many people go, oh my gosh, you smell amazing. And I'm like, I know, right? It's my oils. It's a great conversation starter. But yeah, Whisper is really good as a perfume, pure fume. And also an aphrodisiac. So there you go. 3 more in this little bamboo box here. Roman chamomile, another amazing oil for sleep and calming. I am so obsessed with this oil. I could smell it all day. What you'll find is there'll be certain oils that you just like, oh my gosh, like you just adore. And that for me is one of them. We're going to finish with the most expensive oil. How does that sound? And then we're going to go to the vitamins. I just threw this one in for fun. This is one that came out only 2 months ago. It's called Clarify. I love it. It's kind of lemon, myrtle, peppermint. So let's see what's in it. Hang on a seckie. tangerine, grapefruit, frankincense, cardamom. Okay, I got none of them right. That's funny. And I don't know a lot about this oil, but it does help you to like clear your thoughts. Frankincense is uplifting. It's really interesting. So I just threw that in. I thought, men might be into this because it doesn't smell like a cleaning product the way Purify does, but it doesn't smell as strong and medicinal as Easy Air does. So it's kind of that Clarify. It's just helps everything smell fresh, but it doesn't have that citrus bliss smell. So there you go. If you want a mystery oil, add Clarify to your list. If anyone knows about Clarify, go ahead and comment. Hey, Feroza, thank you for joining us. Good to see you as well. Okay, you guys, I'm going to move on to Melissa. Melissa is amazing. I've actually gifted this to a beautiful friend before, going through a hard time with grief and loss. And it's tragically an oil that I've got a few friends right now at the moment actually going through grief and loss. And it is a great oil for that, processing deep, deep grief. And this little bottle is 5 mils. So you guys, most of the oils are 15 mils. And some of them are 5 mils. Can you see the difference? So this is actually 3 times the amount of oil inside. But this Melissa, I think it's around the 230 or something like that dollars. But the cool thing is, if you're smart like me and you do the monthly order, meaning you kind of activate the loyalty program and you end up earning points every single time you order, then you can end up with having enough points to get Melissa for free or frankincense for free or whatever it is that you're really wanting, but you're not wanting to spend like the big bucks on it. So what I find is a lot of people start with a kit. This is what most people do. Start with a kit that is the best or a pick and mix order. And remember, if you do 200 points in September, you're going to get 3 bonus oils that are totally amazing and LTOs, limited time offers. So they're not actually oils you can ever buy. So there you go. It's such a great time to get started with the oils. But yeah, most people do like a bit of a bulk order to start. And then they order like 2 or 3 more the next month. And then they learn more. And then they just basically go through your wish list and just order 1 or 2 or whatever you want the following month. And something that a lot of people do, in fact, this is our most popular product in doTERRA, is the Lifelong Vitality, which is our supplement range or vitamins. This is our most popular product. And why? It's because people order it every single month. So this one is designed to last you 30 days. It actually has, I don't know anyone who's done it, but it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Nobody does it because they freaking love it. They're like, I have more energy. I'm not as moody. My skin is better. My nails are stronger. Like all this amazing feedback. Basically, you're getting 3 bottles like this, and these are the vitamins in here. So that's called the Lifelong Vitality. If you guys want more information, they've actually done clinical studies here in New Zealand. So there's lots of legit things that claims that we can make. But basically, like I said, so I can read these to you: general wellness and vitality, antioxidant, DNA protection, metabolism, bone health, immune function, cardiovascular health, hair, skin, nails, eye, brain, and nervous system. This is all the things that these support. Liver function and digestive health, lung and respiratory health, gentle on the stomach. They don't contain GMO. And if you're like my husband, you can order the vegan ones from America. So hey, how cool is that? So that's the Lifelong Vitality. And sometimes, especially if you have a man or you are a man who's like, I'm not really into the oil thing. It's like, dude, get these in your life. And this is an easy way to get the benefits of some oils because there's a lot of oils in those products. For example, pomegranate seed, flax seed, grape seed, pumpkin seed, etc., cranberry seed. So there's so many good things in these oils. In the Lifelong Vitality. So there you go. All right, you guys, I've pretty much exhausted my collection of oils that I had set aside for you tonight for this particular topic. I know that if you're like me, this is super close to your heart. I just see all around me so many people struggling, and particularly statistically in New Zealand, right? And it's almost like every industry, is like, oh, we have the highest rate of suicide. It's like so many industries are making claims like that. I mean, how tragic is it? I've heard stats like construction, dentists, veterinarians. But the point is, it doesn't have to be this way. I really believe if we are more proactive with our wellness and with acknowledging and processing our emotions and expressing them in positive ways, and I don't mean the happy mask, like everything's great and just pretend things are fine when they're not. I mean just getting really real and having places and spaces that men can connect and safely be like, hey dude, I'm going through a rough time right now, and just let it out there, like Man Cave. Check out Project Wildman, my friend Zareen's husband. I mean, it's very much a parenting type YouTube channel, but he's got a lot of cool stuff. And if anyone else has other resources for men, or really cool online communities or in-person places that men can just, you know, it's like kind of tragic that they have to get to the point of AA, right? To find a group of men that they can hang out with and express their feelings. Don't you guys think? Don't you think it would be really cool if there were like, not just a like sports club where they have to be all tough and rough, but like just a place that men can feel safe and express their emotions? Can we not create these things? Totally keen for your thoughts. Thank you, Tracy, for joining me. I know you might have to go. I just wanted to also mention, if someone has nerve pain, I've got a friend right now with a back injury going on. Copaiba is amazing. It also comes in an oil, which I forgot to mention tonight. You know, especially if your man likes to have a wine or two to just chill, Copaiba can actually be helpful. It's kind of like having a wine, but without the haziness. And also Serenity soft gels. If you have a night like I did last night where I could not sleep because I was so excited about this new business idea that I had, Serenity soft gels is your best friend. So that's a really great thing. If your man is not a great sleeper, he can use that. If he's a snorer, I'm going to come back to one of the oils I started with. Easy Air is really great on the soles of the feet to help with that. Okay, I am pretty much done. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope that was helpful. Please go ahead and tag friends, or if you want to be a little bit more secret squirrel about it, you can click the share button and just message this link to them. If you want to get oils in your life, please go ahead and reconnect with whoever it is that sent you this link or that introduced you to oils already. If it was me, awesome, get in touch with me. If you're new, you know, and you don't know anyone and you just found me, awesome, get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to help you. These are the tools. These are the tools that can help us make massive shifts in our lives, and you gift them to other people as well. So on that note, if you want to find out about sharing oils with other people, and as a result earning free oils for yourself or even income, then let me know and I can point you in the right direction, or maybe mentor you myself, depending. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll catch you later. If you want more videos like this, then you can go to gotogirlessentialwellness.co.nz. That's my website. And you can also look on the Facebook page, Go To Girl Essential Wellness. Okay. See you. Night, night.